investigate, can we put more money on structural barriers and removing the responses? The second concern for me, which Sophia has raised, is the issue around the growing anti-rights movement, the growing anti-gender movement, and also the rise of right-wing governments. And so we've seen the popularity that these movements are getting. Right-wing governments are all our faults. It depends on how we vote. And my colleagues from the US, it's up to you guys to decide, will we get Project 2025, or shall we get a government that is progressive around human rights? Just as we saw in Senegal, that made a clear decision to take away the old and go with the young. So it's up to us to determine our future. If we want right-wing government, we face more violations, we face more restrictions. How are we going to make that decision? And that's a challenge to the lovely American colleagues on the panel and seated in the audience, because that is something that is a challenge. The third point I'll raise is an issue that the Commission focused on, the issue of the structural racism in the health sector. The fact that I have children who are below 11 and have not been vaccinated, but I have colleagues in the US who have their children who are below 11 and many are already vaccinated. It's not a question of only inequity, it's a question of racism, because my children deserve vaccines. Why is it that vaccines could be available in one area and not available in another area? And so that inequity and that aspect of racism that James talked about, that because you come from a certain community, because you're marginalized, you're treated differently, and your health outcomes become much more meaningful, and that becomes an area of concern that we have to look at. But I want to also add an important issue that I have witnessed in the UN, in global spaces, around the issue of racism and how it plays in the workforce against women, against people of color, and against people who do not have qualifications from identified institutions. We need to have that open discussion, and I know this is one of the things the O'Neill Lancet Commission on Racism is addressing. It's really important for us to be able to think through. If you're not having those honest conversations around why is only people from a certain region holding major positions in a global body that is focusing back in the global south, it will not make any changes. We have to get the experts who come from the right area, who have the lived experiences, and get them to play the role. So let's have those honest conversations. We didn't do this commission for the fun of it. We did it because we believed we are raising issues that we need to see followed through. And unless we see these issues followed through, we'll continue going round and round. So please, I know we're pressed for time, but my colleagues from the US, vote properly, because we can't deal with another 5 years of cut funding. Please, and remember, we have to continue to fund human rights and gender work and ensure money is getting and resources are getting to the affected communities. Thank you.